What is up, guys? Welcome to the Verse Crypto channel, the most savage sharing crypto channel out there. My name's Chaos Chris, and I'll be your host today. Before I open this video, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn on bell notifications so we keep you guys up to date with the latest, greatest news and information in the space. With that being said, let's hop right in this video. In this video, we're going to be talking about a really cool project. The name of that project is Algorand, and why I think Algorand has the potential to not only surpass Ethereum, but to also be one of the #1 premium layer 1 blockchains in the next upcoming bull market. So today in this video, we're going to talk a little bit about Algorand, talk a little bit about the utility, partnerships, and why I think this project is set up for awesome success going on to the future. Please keep in mind, I'm not a financial advisor. This video is for entertainment and education purposes only. So with that being said, let's hop right in this video. As always, if you guys want to check out Algorand, come over to algorand.com. Once you type that in, you get this beautiful website that pops up. And let me tell you guys, there's a lot going on in this website, so I want to break it down before I start getting into the meat and the cheese, the reason why you guys are viewing this video today. So to break down, what is Algorand? Algorand is essentially a layer 1 blockchain, just like Ethereum, just like Avalanche, just like Binance Smart Chain, except they offer something a little bit different. And with Algorand, it's essentially an ISO 222 compliant project, and they also have a little bit of a tweak in the consensus mechanism. And the consensus mechanism is basically the function within the blockchain that approves transactions over time. And so essentially what Algorand is, it's very similar to Ethereum, but there's a lot of things different when it comes to approving transactions. And with these changes, it actually makes the blockchain much faster, more scalable, and much easier to use. Now, kind of just starting off with this website, if you guys want to get more into Algorand, you come over here to About. I'll tell you about like the team, careers, and whatnot. There's the technology and research, which we're going to jump into a little bit later. And I want to show you guys what I'm talking about, why the functionality behind Algorand is really great. Ecosystem. So coming over here, if you guys want, check out the ecosystem announcements, and they have a whole plethora of news coming out about stuff that's being developed in the Algorand ecosystem. So for example, FIFA has a partnership with a blockchain innovator on Algorand. There's tech stars that are using Algorand, Napster. FIFA launched a collection on Algorand. There's so much going on. So these news can definitely give you an idea of who Algorand's partnering up with. Now, please keep in mind, when it comes to cryptocurrency, this is an awesome field, but when it comes to identifying really great projects, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. And you can judge how a project's going to do based off of their partnerships. And when you have a project like Algorand with, FIFA, LimeWire, and a lot of big corporations coming in, there's a good chance they're going to do extremely well, because these corporations want this blockchain to succeed. If it fails, then they're going to lose an absolute lot of money. So in my opinion, when you look at these investments, make sure you try to find ones, like if you're going for more of a high market cap, safer investment, make sure those blockchains have partnerships with like some sort of big corporation, so that there's a good chance that won't collapse. So coming over here, there's tech announcements, and then you can talk about business and general inquiries. So scrolling down, they have a trendings page, and the man who founded Algorand, Silva Macaulay, and essentially this guy used to go to MIT, and he's just like he's a computer science nerd, knows his stuff. And they launched Algorand, I believe it was, I want to say 2017. Yeah. So essentially they launched Algorand back in 2017 after we saw Bitcoin start to take the internet by storm. And when he was looking from the outside in, he saw projects like Ethereum and Binance Smart Chain launch, and he identified a lot of problems with these blockchains. And he said, "Hey, I can do what they do, except a lot better, and I can create an awesome space in Web3 where big corporations can come in and strive." And so that's what essentially Civil Macaulay did. And the guy's really smart. He has international recognition for a lot of the stuff he's done, and he is the main face behind this entire blockchain. Now, going down, when you look at layer one blockchains, their biggest flex is going to be it's a green blockchain, and essentially it's energy efficient. And with Ethereum 2.0 with the proof of stake mechanism, the amount of energy that blockchain uses in 1 year is the same amount of energy that a middle income house in America uses. And so what Algorand did was essentially take the same route. Well, they were the first ones to go to proof of stake before Ethereum, and they're actually more energy efficient from the get-go. So they're really priding themselves that they can run this entire blockchain on a very small amount of energy and still approve financial transactions. On top of that, they have a developer community. Now, I have covered other ISO 222 projects in the past, from MIOTA to Constellation. One thing that you got to look at with Algorand is they have over 500 projects launching on this blockchain in comparison to Ethereum, which has 6,000. So the best way to indicate whether or not a token is going to explode in a bull market is going to be based off of the innovation on the blockchain. So typically what a lot of projects like to do is, they launch their token on a blockchain, and then they'll take the native token and pair it up with their token so you can execute swaps on a decentralized exchange. And so the more projects that you have launched on the layer one blockchain, the higher chance that you're going to have these projects pair up their native token with the native blockchain token and put into a liquidity they'll put into the contract as a liquidity provider, so it gives value to their altcoin, and then they'll lock that up. So essentially what you're going to see is a large portion of the native blockchain token is going to get locked up into these smart contracts, reducing the supply, which can cause a massive supply shock. Now, what does this have to do with Algorand? So Algorand is just releasing decentralized exchanges. And since there's smart contracts launched already on Algorand, you're going to see a lot more projects be able to utilize decentralized exchanges for users. And so essentially, they're going to have these liquidity pools where they're going to lock up as many of their tokens paired up with Algorand tokens so that they can execute awesome swaps with a small amount of slippage. So in my opinion, because there are so many projects launching on Algorand, there's a good chance that the Algorand price might, do absolute numbers in the bull market. Not financial advice. Now, talking about some of the partnerships, we have Folks Finance, AlgoFi, LimeWire, Parawallet, and Prismatic. Now, Parawallet's like the premier wallet that you can use if you want to interact and do transactions using Algorand, and then LimeWire. So, kind of like a little bit back in the day, LimeWire used to be a place where you can get free music and videos, and then there's a huge lawsuit, and then essentially it got shut down. Now, LimeWire came back with an NFT marketplace, which is absolutely awesome. And a majority of the people that are into cryptocurrency have had experience with LimeWire. So, this is definitely a project you don't want to sleep on. And also on top of that, they're launching on Algorand. So it's going to be the ultimate marketing opportunity. You have AlgoFi and much more. So like I said, there's over 500 different projects, and a lot of people are confident that this blockchain is going to be absolutely awesome. Now, I want to get into the layer one capabilities. And so I'm going to keep this very brief and simple because I tend to go absolutely crazy when it comes to when it comes to nerd stuff. So kind of just starting off, I want to go through some main components of why Algorand's going to be better than Ethereum. And so first off, starting off, there's an AVM. And so AVM stands for Algorand Virtual Machine. It essentially supports smart contracts, with different computer languages, program sizes, more state, and has opcodes and basically allows developers to build on top of it. So essentially, the big thing that I'm trying to get across is the AVM is better than the EVM, and you probably heard this before. And without getting into, you know, all the nerd stuff, the Ethereum virtual machine is a way for project developers to go in, build projects on top of Ethereum. And it's the same thing with the AVM. And what's great about the Algorand virtual machine is that you can use smart contracts in Python or Reach or some sort of JavaScript language. And then on the other hand, you have the EVM, which uses Solidity, and Solidity is pretty easy to understand too. But what the AVM has on top of Solidity is the fact that it's easier to write smart contracts on Algorand. And in my opinion, if it's much easier, it's going to attract more project developers to Algorand. And this is something that a lot of other blockchains are having issues with, is because if you have a specialized coding language and not a lot of people know it, it's going to be very difficult to onboard new developers onto that new blockchain because there's a little bit of a learning curve. But if it's easier to write these smart contracts in some sort of specialized language, then it's actually going to really help out the layer one blockchain. So like I said earlier, smart contracts, there's smart signatures, and then scalable, fast, and secure. So under testnet, they were able to get up to 1,000 TPS, and they're able to finalize every block within 5 seconds. Now, in theory, this is technically better than Ethereum, but I want to show you guys a website, realtps.net. And this will give you the TPS of each blockchain. And so right now, Algorand is sitting about 10.22 and Ethereum sitting at 11.2. Now, you might be asking yourself, well, why do you still think Algorand's going to surpass Ethereum? Now, the reason why I still think Algorand's going to pass Ethereum is, even though that TPS is about the same, that's going to change. Number one, Algorand's having more projects being built on top of it at a quicker and more exponential rate than Ethereum. Number two, Algorand implemented a proof of stake right off the bat. So even though these TPS is a little bit longer, there's a great chance that the transaction fees aren't going to be as high on Algorand in comparison to Ethereum when the blockchain is completely congested. So in my opinion, these two are at the same level, but also keep in mind on Algorand, you can start a stake in a validator node. You can also end it. You can delegate your coins to another validator node. In Ethereum, you can't even end a stake. You can only start one. They haven't even come out with that functionality yet. So Algorand's a little bit ahead of Ethereum right now. So reduce risk. So there's trustless execution. There's low cost to execute. And this is the big thing I'm trying to get across. When we see major congestion during the next bull market, there's a good chance that Algorand will actually able to still execute. Even though the fees might get closer to $1, we're not going to see like $100 fee like we saw in the Ethereum blockchain. And so that's why I firmly believe Algorand is going to be more attractive to developers than Ethereum. Increase speed of market with comprehensive development resources. So Algorand is competing with Ethereum, and what they're trying to do is add more resources at a quicker pace than Ethereum so that they can create a better product that beats them to market. And then also on top of that, it's pretty easy to take your project from Ethereum to Algorand. So they kind of want to serve as this awesome blockchain that developers can come over to. And then the last thing that I really want to highlight is Teal. And I got into this a little bit at the beginning of this explanation. Teal is transactions execution approval language. It can be thought as a syntactic sugar for AVM by Bitcode, and full specification of Teal language is available in the developer documentation. In addition, a simple overview guide explains many of the features of the language. So essentially, when I was talking about how you can use Solidity to program a smart contract and launch a project, you can use Teal on Algorand. It's essentially almost the same thing, but after talking to a few developers, they were saying that Teal is a lot easier to use than Solidity, and this is why I firmly believe that Algorand is going to surpass Ethereum going on to the future, since it's easy to write a smart contract, it's a better product, and it's going to attract so many developers. So going on, there's a couple other tabs here that get into a little bit more of the Algorand ecosystem. So you have like smart contracts that we go over. One thing that they're trying to get into is global digital markets. They want to get into CBDCs. They want to get into supply chain, real estate, identity, certifications, collectibles, government securities, real estate, the whole nine yards. And so what Algorand is shooting for is to digitize real world assets onto a blockchain. And this is something you're going to see with every single layer one blockchain, except Algorand is mainly focused in this ballpark. They're not looking at trying to create like scam coins and launch it on a blockchain. They're looking at trying to do like, housing contracts, mortgages, anything that you could think of. Now, coming over here to atomic transfers. So essentially, atomic transfers offer a secure way to simultaneously transfer a number of assets among a number of parties. Specifically, many transactions are grouped together. Either all transactions are executed or none of them are executed. So let's say you want to send like $10 and you want to send it to like 5 other your buddies for dinner. Instead of sending one individual transaction per buddy, you can group them up and send them all together. And this is something that Cardano is also doing, and Algorand wants to use as well, because this can increase the scalability of the blockchain and also reduce the congestion and reduce the amount of fees when you can execute multiple transactions within one transaction. And this is also another thing I firmly believe that it's going to give Algorand awesome value. So guys, coming back, that's it for the video today. I don't want to jump in way too much about it, but overall, when it comes to, Algorand, they have a different approach to the blockchain ecosystem. The block approval time is going to be a little bit higher as they continue to develop. They're trying to beat Ethereum to market with a lot of use cases, whether it's trying to create real estate NFTs, or do multiple transactions on those atomic transactions, or create just an overall better product. And also on top of that, we have 500 different altcoin projects launching on the Algorand blockchain, which is going to be absolutely pivotal in the next bull market, when you see a lot of these projects try to take their native token, pair it up with the Algorand token, and then put it into a liquidity contract that's going to be essentially immutable, or you can't have access to it, so there's no keys to it to change it. And so that's going to start removing more Algorand from circulation, creating a deflationary mechanism, and it's going to cause Algorand to pop, in my opinion. So guys, that's it for the video. Leave a comment down below. Let me know, do you think Algorand's going to be a huge play in the next bull market? And also leave a comment if you have any questions about the blockchain, because we read every single one of your comments, and we will make sure we answer all your questions. And before we wrap this video, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so we keep you guys up to date with the latest, greatest news and information in this space. My name is Chaos Chris. I love every single one of you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.